how do economists capture the benefits when firms sell their goods or services at a price above their willingness to sell? Calculating changes in producer surplus is a tool economists and policymakers can use to evaluate new policies. I'm Dr. Angela Doku, and this is Economics for Everyone. When making decisions, producers consider the marginal revenue and marginal costs. And often, optimal decision-making by producers yields total benefits well above the price they are able to sell their goods and services. Now, economists call these market-created benefits producer surplus. So producer surplus is the difference between the marginal price and the producer's marginal cost curve. If you've learned about producer surplus before, you may be thinking we're about to calculate the area of a triangle. That is not what we're going to do here. Today, we're going to talk about the intuition behind producer surplus. Let's think about an example. So consider a firm that produces the glass for smartphone screens. And let's assume that the market is perfectly competitive. The market price that the company faces for screens is $100. And because the firm is operating in a perfectly competitive market, the market price equals the marginal revenue. So the company chooses to produce more and more units until marginal cost is equal to marginal revenue. And in this case, imagine the company produces 1,500 screens. But up until 1,500 screens, it turns out that the producer can produce many units at a marginal cost lower than the market price. So, producer surplus is simply taking the difference between the market price and the firm's marginal cost for producing each screen and then adding up all these differences. So this positive amount is a producer surplus. Policymakers often use producer surplus to measure the dollar value of producer benefits from specific markets and how those gains change with proposed legislation. Calculating producer surplus is a tool policymakers use to evaluate how a new policy impacts producer surplus. So to conclude, producer surplus may seem abstract, but producers have to consider how much they're willing to sell their goods for based on how much they can sell in the market. And optimal decision-making by producers yields total benefits well above the price. And producer surplus captures an important part of a firm's decision-making. And now you know, because economics is for everyone.